Alright, so last thing we were trying to do was man, this galactic play over here. Okay, so we need 3 constructors. At a minimum? Because the assembler needs screws. A constructor needs screws and iron plates. But I need a manufacturer for iron plates. And we also need to save iron plates. So we need to have a pipeline for iron plates. This is mostly just like for the mental challenge to kind of compress it all, then dress it up a little bit. So I'm not like in a rush to get things done or speed run or anything. That would defeat the purpose. Alright. So assembler. This is a decent enough spot. I can make it look, the conveyor, I'll fix that up and make it look pretty later. It would be good practice to do a pipeline injection after I get most things in place. I don't have to worry about biofuel for a little while, so that's good. So, we're gonna need a smelter, 3 constructors, and then a conveyor system to put it all together. So, let's start out with the smelter, since I'm only gonna need like 1 of those. The real question is how do I want to do the smelter? That is a good question. I think of all these pipelines, like, okay, what if I wanted instead to put the other, I have the 2 other iron systems. I probably should go over there to build these in retrospect. I should probably do it on the side where I have 2 sets of iron, but I'm already kind of committed to this spot. It shouldn't be too hard. It should kind of work out, just because it's going to be a kind of one for the thought exercise. So let's get a smelter in. Smelter. Got plenty of copper. So I guess what is going to be the best way? So like I kept trying to put things really close. Perhaps I've been going about it the wrong way. I think what I should do, 9, is actually look at doing some verticality. This way I can go up and then spiral it down. 9 vertical. What's my main thing I'm missing? Concrete. Good thing I never turned out the concrete plant. Let that bad boy run for like 6 hours. Well, I wish I did. Alright, should have plenty of concrete now. Actually, in fact, I have so much concrete that I should just be able to go ahead and do that. Alright. Let's get some verticality here. Hold on, I got the chat that's bothering me. Trying to think here of some light planning. I don't want to do a whole heck where it just becomes like everything's got to be hyper planned out and This thing, you're gonna have to go. This is just gonna be in the way. That's a decent exit spot. I think I'm gonna be committed to putting the, putting the assembler here. I think I'm kind of committed to that for the time being. This is inefficient, but whatever, I'll live with it. So smelter, let's put you up here. Alright, so we're gonna have a little thumb to the conveyor system here. Because it's gonna have to go up, wrap around, then come back down. Give me number 5. Alright, so we'll have you go that way. Oh. I'm just trying to minimize the wackiness to it. I kind of wish you could do a post-spline edit. Alright, this has got to go to a splitter. 7. I need 1 input, 3 outputs. So that's my, yeah, no, I had it right. Splitter. Nine. Yeah, this is gonna look ugly at first, but as I figure it out. I do want it to be just complicated enough to where it's hard to think about, but not too complicated that I won't be able to edit if I need it. So 6. So we're gonna need that pipeline for plates. Plates need the screws, and screws need rods. We need rods and plates, and we're gonna have to separate rods and plates. So after plates and rods are made. Okay, so I think I got a better idea. I actually don't want the smelter here. He's too far in the center. I need him off very far to the right side. I need it to go like completely over here. I need the smelter on that side. Oops. Smelter. I need the smelter right about there, actually. Whoops. I want to think here. That dangerous thing I do called thinking. Alright. Because we're going to need 4 constructors, I need more plates. And more reinforced plates, because apparently that's just a thing. I need plates. Which means I need more screws. I might just have a constructor right out of the gate. Actually, I need to go with the rods first. So I'm going to need 4 of these anyways. One constructor, and you'll make plates. I'll need another one for rods, and another one from rods to screws. 8. With this one and plates, we'll have a split on it. You'll make plates, that's right. Now we'll also need to go into because this will be plates directly. I'm gonna need a merger at some point. Do you believe that? I need more plates. Oh, that means that this thing started up, it would actually do something. So you'll be making rods. Good. I can give them a starting bit right out of the gate. And then you need plates. We'll have to worry about power here in a second. I can let this guy run. That's just gonna have to be something I have to just let happen now. And then that one will sit there. What? Why'd you do that? Oh, I guess it didn't really particularly matter. Just snap to one of them. Neat. Plates. Oh, they gave you the walls so you can have their ugly stuff hiding behind the scenes. Ah. 8. Oh, that's right. Rods are also going to need a splitter. Man, this thing's going to get all kinds of complicated. Alright, so... 9. So 7 is a splitter again. I'm out of plates. And I'll go there, so then one will go to the constructor for screws, and the other one will go into storage on that side. Perfect. Oh, there's reinforced plates in here. So let me take those. I'm going to need those. So, 8. Five. Three. Perfect. That requires too much. Alright, this is still pretty good looking. This could use a pass over on the good looking chart, but I think so far it's actually coming together pretty well. Give it a little pass over on like cleaning up the base components. Bada bing. Now we're ready to make this one into screws. Look at that. Oh, it needs power first. Okay. Bada bing. It's making the pipeline that's working. I'm just gonna need to turn the furnace on, ensure that the power is in place. Rods. Your rods, right? Iron rods. What are you? Iron rods. Oh, does it not? Okay, let's get everything going. Let's feed the pipeline. Now that's up in the save over. Whoops, my save naming convention. 4.75. I didn't name increment. Alright, so now I'm going to worry about pipeline injection on some of the other systems. Now, lots of rods coming out. Hey, look at that, reinforced plates. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but now I can inject. I can use a merger here to inject iron ingots into the pipeline. And I got all the space down here to do additional storage pipelining. I need more plates. The plate factory is not fast enough. What was this pipeline making again? You were making rods. Alright. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to be a pipeline injection. What do you have in you? Nothing? Rods? Alright, I can live with that. You know what? I should put the foundations here as well. And a miner back here. Now the real question is, do I want to inject it before or after the smelter? Because if I do it before, then I am a little more efficient. And I could feed everything into a container. I think that is going to be the better choice. How many of these can I... How far can I go with this? Man, I can go. Alright, see, what I want to do is build it out to about there. 5, put it up here, and just give it some height. You know, get, oh, shoot, I did it the wrong way. There we go. Ah, shoot. Not a very elegant solution. Too far away. Whoa, what the heck? You can go really high with this? Oh, shoot, I've been doing this wrong this whole time. Oh, I thought it was like limited. I'm like, the picture makes it look like you can go really high. I thought it was just like a beta picture. Oh, shoot. Well, that really changes much. My other pipeline will kind of just stay the same. How high can you go? Holy smokes. You can go way the heck up there. Alright, that's kind of hilarious. I don't need to go that high. This oh shoot, I didn't turn you off. My bad. Go on standby. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I don't need you right now. Good nappy night. Wait, I just told you to get out of here. Yeah. Standby, yes, that's what I want. That's what I want. Oh great, they're all in that now. There's gotta probably be a better way to do this than just like ugly conveyors from across the map. Shoot. Yeah, looks like I'm not sending enough data to YouTube for clear viewing. Oh yeah, I was gonna do a little bit of the graphics boost. Just a tiny bit on the lighting quality. Actually, you know what I'd rather have? I'd rather have better, not lighting, but anti-aliasing. Just because there's so many things going on. Yeah, I'm going to do an injection into the furnace. Because I do this once, I won't have to do it again. Well, that's going to get redone anyways. It's copper. Let that get all the way through. Oops. Well, I didn't need plates. Can you believe that? Oh, for some reason it's been storing it this whole time. It's been just kind of coming around. I might want to feed that stuff instead of into a just a smelter itself. I might want to feed it into a container that then feeds it. Into the smelter so this way we can have a more steady flow. This one only does 5 per minute. guy just hanging out here. Well, I need an exit for ingots. I know where I can put it. Alright, here they come. My super duper long haul conveyor system. Yep, there they are. Moving like molasses over here. But yeah, perhaps the container setup wouldn't be a bad idea. It would just allow for a more streamlined approach to it all. I need to get more plates. You would have.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, you're there. Are you? What you been doing?
I had my daughter and she was sick, so just been with her.
Good to hear. Is everything okay on that end?
Oh yeah, yeah, she's fine. She's really funny when she's sick. She's a really strong person.
So I've been playing Satisfactory lately.
I saw it come up on my YouTube feed.
What do you think?
It's like I mean I didn't watch it. I thought maybe it was one of those ones where it's like you build like a space base and then it has to like defend against like a droid horde or some shit like that.
There is base building. It is not a survival game. That's something that they've stated that they're not doing is the survival piece. Pull it up on pull up my stream and you'll see exactly what I'm doing. Oh, can you actually like just straight up put those touch into each other?
I'm sorry, what?
Pull up my stream and you'll see exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, I'm on PlanetSide, man. I can't just like jump out.
But anyways, yeah.
I'll probably check it out. I watch your streams like little pieces at a time.
Yeah, so it's mostly big industrial style construction. But
is there any point to it? Just kind of like a builder.
Yeah, I mean they're still in early access, I guess you can say. But how's life been lately? It's been like a couple weeks since we've talked.
Has it?
Yeah. I feel like you've been kind of ghosting me, not gonna lie.
No, you know, like the first time I saw your message was I was playing Guild Wars and I was trying to get this mount and I'd been working on it like for a while. And then some random thing had sent me an invite to get like one of these last parts I had to do. It was part of a group thing. I hate that shit.
Oh, that's the worst.
So they sent me some random invite and it was to a guild and I didn't even notice it. So then the guy gets on as I'm trying to do like the last step. The guy gets on and he's like, "Hey, welcome to the guild." And I'm like, "Oh, hi." And he's like, "Hey, do you know, blah, blah, blah," the introductory speech. And he's like, "Do you have Discord or some shit like that?" I was like, "No." And he was like, "Well, that's kind of required, you know, it's to be in the guild. You should have read that before you joined up." I was like, I didn't ask to join up. Somebody randomly invited me.
That's how it always
goes.
goes.
And then he was like, "Well, you know, it's really not a hard thing to do, guy, you know." And I was like, "Okay, whatever," you know. And then like, you know, I just let that as it was because I was like, maybe I'll do it later, you know. Yeah. But then he kept bothering me, and I was like, "Oh God, I gotta get off." And then like as I was getting off, I saw that you messaged me. I was like, "Oh shit, man." I didn't even see it because I guess I don't hear like the notification that
yeah.
says I got a message or something. Like the one you sent yesterday, I didn't hear that shit at all.
Wow.
And today I didn't hear it either, so I just happened to look out just to see if you were on.
Then you saw the message.
Yeah, and then I saw the messages and I was like, oh, he did.
I usually ping
message
you
me.
before I start streaming, just because it's better to have someone to talk to than it is to sit here up your hands in your lap. But that's just usually how it goes. But so do you remember the last? So like that was almost 3 weeks ago, the last time we chatted.
Yeah.
Was I telling you about my work last time?
We were just talking about, we had talked about how you had done.
How I had done something.
Yeah, hold on. Shit. Just had like a shitload of TR just come in. Oh my god. What's going on? They're like trying to bum rush Armorish like all of our stuff right now. So they just sent like a shitload of people to NC Arsenal. You were telling me about, I think the last thing we were talking about was some Jordan Peterson, what's it called?
Oh, one of those. Oh, that man. It has been like 3 weeks. I completely forgot I told you about that. Alright, I need to slow this production of ingots and rods. I'm gonna take those and make more plates. So yeah, if you have you read my titles on my streams in the past month?
No, I don't think I have.
No. All right, that's fine.
I mean, I've read them, but I'm not going to remember what they were. I've seen them. Some of them were like for, oh, I can't remember, dude.
So that was a Thursday when we talked last, if I recall. It was that last Thursday in July, wasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a while. You're right.
Yeah, I got terminated from my auditing job.
Wasn't that? I think you had already told me that. No.
No, that was that Friday after I had done that Thursday stream when we last talked.
Huh. Okay, so you got terminated. That sucks, man.
Yeah, my boss kind of at the time just kind of did it out of the blue. He just like, you know how you get those feelings? It's like, you know, out of the blue, you're kind of just relaxing. You know, there's not really much work to be done, and then all of a sudden, you get a little message from your boss that just says, "Hey, you got a moment?" It's like, I'm not saying I've had that experience on a few occasions, but let's just say that wasn't the first or second time I've had that, like, suddenly out of nowhere get dinged or get you know, contacted by my boss for something. But yeah, so that he terminated me. But man, so much has happened since then. It's kind of crazy when you actually think about it. So went to Kentucky because grandparents needed help and stuff, and Gramps has colon cancer, so he's going through those treatments now. He's just starting on those. And my mom's mom moved. She moved out of the house that she had for years, because her second husband, he passed away last year, and so we finally moved her out of that old house and into an apartment that's a little more, you know, friendly for elderly. So, you know, that 55 and plus sort of setup. So you can actually have a community to be a part of and stuff. So we did that. Okay, this apartment complex we moved her into, it's so ridiculous. There's an elevator that's kind of near the parking lot she would be leaving out of every now and again, and this elevator is like ancient, so it stops on the second floor if you go up to the third floor. So she's on the third floor, so every time she's going to use that elevator, There's no closed. The elevator is like probably about like 90s old, so it doesn't look, ancient, but it definitely doesn't. It doesn't have a closed door button, which is really weird. It's like that's just like it's just like an out of code standard feature that just doesn't make a sense why the elevator just wouldn't have it. So it's just kind of funny because we were moving in, and my I was waiting on the third floor because I took the stairs because the elevator was just full, and then my mom's with us, and she gets into this position where she has the stuff. She's with my grandma. They're in the elevator. They're getting things from the first floor into the elevator. I go up to the third floor because there's no room, and I'm just waiting on the third floor for like 10 minutes. What had happened was that she and my grandma got up on the second floor because they weren't looking at the actual like elevator stopping on the second floor. They just didn't think twice about it. It wasn't until like halfway through it they realized, oh, we're actually on the wrong floor and we're no longer. So yeah, that was an adventure of waiting for them to put everything back on the elevator and then continue making their way forward. Oh man. In addition to that, I've already found the new job, and ideally I start that come the 12th of September. Kind of an odd start date. I told them I could start immediately, but they, wanted to wait on that for some reason. I guess they just...
An upgrade?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do...
Grade.
Well, this will kind of give answer to why I'm playing Satisfactory, is that I'm going to do an automation engineer position.
Programming?
So it is. I don't know anything. I just don't know anything about the world of automation engineering really. But it's built out of like this industrial automation. So you need to have like sensors on machinery to like indicate either a fluid level or spinning of a rotor or something like that. So you need the controllers for those. So this will be having to do those programming logical controllers or the PLCs, and then working on human machine interfaces, but not which are not human interface devices. Crazy how the system works on that. And so that will be the kind of the main forerunning of the position. Alright, so I'm going to need to do a little merging here. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting how I just got in this game probably maybe a couple months before. And it kind of, the timeline all worked out. Like I ended up... So here's this crazy story that we had to do when I was up there in Kentucky. The grandparents... There's the start the interview process of the automation engineer job. What had occurred was, man, that's loud. It was that I ended up getting in contact with a former client of my dad's. He sells casters to, and it just so happened that in a mail leaflet, that same company. Well, like, okay, so like I get a leaflet in the mail from this company, and my dad knew a guy who worked there because he was a client of my dad's, selling casters to him, and so he, gets me in contact with them, and then I end up doing, that work. So, I get that done, and he passes me around, and so he passes me to this like not necessarily like a child company, but a company they own a lot of holdings in, and that's how I got the interview started with the president there. And so I get in contact with him, and they just kind of need people. Like no one wants to be an automation engineer. It's not really sexy work like looking at Google or something or whatever, but nobody also, like, I don't really want to be a web dev. That's all people are these days, are just web devs in some capacity. So this would be a completely different field. It barely overlaps in the logical operators that I'm familiar with, but yeah, I'll take what I can get.
Well, it sounds good. I mean, something close to what you were doing. Well, not what you were doing, but what you would like to be doing, right?
Yeah, it's not too far off from what I think of, like want to put some value in and get something meat and potatoes out of the system. But yeah, so it'd just be completely different. I mean, other than the logic work, like understanding like the basic logic things and some SQL stuff, it's going to be a completely different field. But they were okay with training people, so I'll take anywhere that's going to be willing to train me for the things I'm doing. Because like if you just go to a company, they want you to like pass these interview exams. They want you to be this ultra Chad that just does things all the time. It's like, no, I want to be properly trained and put some work into a company, and not have to like have a generic skill set that gets pushed out easily. So this kind of fits that bill, and yeah, here I am doing that now.
It's good. Good.
Yeah, I was looking at the basics of it and like, wow, this stuff is completely out of the league of things I was trying to get done. But hey, look, I don't have the skills deep enough down like DevOps to like comfortably do that kind of work right away. So
what do you need, like just a bunch of practice?
Yeah, the coding practice I would have to spend months on, but like, I don't want to do that. Just like basic raw logic is something you just have to kind of just get hands-on experience with. But yeah, and I think it's gonna probably end up being pretty good. The little wrench though in the story comes a little more recently, and remind you, this has been like over a month now in the making of all this happening. Like I already got like the acceptance letter like last week, and I've already gone through all those headaches and stuff. But they want, because like insurance and things and have to do for travel, I got to do a drug test. That's all fine and dandy and everything. However, just like last weekend, because of like the agricultural bill, I had done a little test trial of off-the-shelf THC stuff that we had talked about. So,
yeah.
And I can talk about that in a minute. But now it's like, gotta delay that drug test as much as possible and pause all of that until further notice. I mean, here's
you're
basically public confirmation of that. If anybody ever comes back at me, here it is right now.
Yeah, but they should. I mean, the drug tester should know. I mean, well, you should know too. That the drug testers know that they can't differentiate between cannabis and a CBD.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's most likely legal in your state, right? I'm assuming, like the CBD is.
Yeah, I mean, like you can. Even that particular bill separated all the hemp things away from the marijuana stuff. All the cannabinoids are all now considered under the hemp, and hemp is no longer considered a Schedule 1 on that face.
Yeah, it's kind of the same in Texas.
So technically, all that stuff is legal and off the shelf. However, you don't want to just like have to argue with a potential employer when you haven't been like paid yet, or you haven't signed on the insurance. And say,
no,
like,
that's true. But what I'm saying is that I think you'll find that a lot more employers are more compassionate now towards that kind of stuff and more understanding. And sometimes they just need an education. You know what I mean? Especially when you could say it's for medical reasons. Yeah,
I don't know what the extent that it is, but just for I don't think they're gonna. As far as I can tell from what I've been getting hints at, there isn't any like reoccurring tests at all. And just I went ahead and this past Sunday was the last time I did any of it, so it should pace out well at that max 15 days that I should kind of get by with it without really an issue. So I'll just kind of live with that as it is for now, and then later as I get into it and a little bit more, I'll probably be a little more like, hey, what's the dealio here? What's the ups and downs and stuff? So that will give me a better idea of if it's like okayed or like kind of not looked at or aggressively or anything.
Yeah, I don't think you'd really have a problem with it. But
I don't think I will either. However, I just kind of want to play it safe. It is quite the upgrade. So I was 60K doing auditing, barely, paying bills with that. But this is a jump to 75K. So it's quite the upgrade in comparison. It'd be like, it's basically like a really sizable promotion. If anything, I think that's exactly what my sister has been getting as a senior position in her work. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. It's really weird because, like, it was last week when I got the offer letter. Or, actually, it was Friday. It was this past week. It was just Friday. But, it's interesting how it's just, like, the start date isn't until middle of September. And I'm going to be reporting to a guy who I didn't even talk to in an interview at all. Like, it was just one of the other guys in the area. Just kind of interesting. Alright. So, I got to this, I'm back on the game right now. I kind of got this factory to a pretty decent spot, but it's not very speedy, if you would say.
Efficient or speedy?
I mean, so the whole goal was that I didn't have too many overlapping layers, but I didn't take into account that one of the pipelines for making screws would be so much faster than the pipeline for plates, because I really needed 2 pipelines for plate making, because plates are used as a base for a lot of things, just like metal plates. Like these, like this is basically an industrial factory, is what I'm making. Just like out in the desert, just like hanging out, just because that's just the environment. But anyways, I didn't really take that into consideration, that the making of iron plates would just be so much less efficient than, or the need for it was higher than the speed of making screws, because screws are not as needed. You just need a high volume of screws, but it's really cheaper to make a lot of screws. Like, it doesn't require a lot of resources, but plates are more raw material and are required in a lot of spots. However, I am working towards making speedier logistics, so that might give me a little bit more of an edge.
So it has like a skill tree or something?
Yeah, so you the equivalent of the skill tree is like is a building. So you hey, you're going from raw materials, and you do these missions, and the missions require, like, 20,000 plates, or 800 rods, or 1,000 concrete, and then you do those, and then you get the next round of things to make more efficient stuff, and then you keep that going, and on and on and on. So I have a pipeline for, building energy stuff. So I had to, like, build a chainsaw. I had to build a, a biofuel service. So, like, I had this whole crazy pipeline, which I was going to make a conveyor system that brought it closer to me from across. It's like really far away. It's like probably, 100, 200 meters away from my main base where I'm building most of my stuff, because you got to build where the resources are, because the resources are fixed on the ground. In fact, I actually need to do that now. I need to build another pipeline of conveyors that I can drag from the storage container from my primary factory, which just has an assembly plant in it. This stuff gets crazy complicated, crazy quick. It's one of the reasons why I always kind of stayed away from games like this in Factorio, because it's like, oh man, I gotta think about this pipeline. But now it's like I kind of have a reason to think, get in that mindset, because my upcoming work ideally will require that series of knowledge, if you would. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and just cancel this pipeline entirely. I have this pipeline over here that's building these rods, and I have tons of rods right now, and I just, like, don't really need all these rods, so I'm just going to feed all of it into my... I can just come back and pause that pipeline, and let's come back to it later, because I need more plates than anything. And objectively, I don't even need this other thing to use the plates. I just need the raw plates for the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just turn this pipeline off. Yeah, I can see how people like. So, I only knew one guy from the Planet Side group. He wanted to play Satisfactory, I think, or was it Factory? It was one or the other. But he ended up. Actually, no, I just want to take those out. He wanted to play that, but I was very much like didn't want to jump into it at the time. But now I can see why you would want to do this in multiplayer. There's just such a need for everything.
So did you just get bored with the other one,
Which one?
Borderlands?
I mean, you can keep like Borderlands. You can just keep going on and keep going on and keep going on. If I was gonna rotate them,
Yeah, I know. You can do like the what is it? Do they have the vault system in it too?
yeah. I mean, instead of doing the ultimate Vault Hunter, they did a different system called Mayhem levels. So you do true mode like you did in 2, and I think Borderlands 1 also had a true mode. And instead of doing ultimate, you go into doing what is it? Oh shoot! I did this. I kept doing this in the wrong way. What's in here? What's in here? I got this giant copper pipeline. Oh my god. My copper pipeline's crazy. But yeah, Borderlands, it can kind of just keep on going and keep on going and keep on going. I don't even know what I need anything with copper for in the meantime anyways. But yeah, Borderlands, I played it yesterday a little bit. Or was it Saturday? I think I played it last. So what have you been playing lately?
Guild Wars, really. That's pretty much it.
So what made you want to play PlanetSide tonight?
Just kind of change of pace, you know.
Yeah, I get it. And this thing, I have basically this giant screw factory. Like imagine like a whole Congo line. If you know like those screw boxes at like Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yeah, yeah.
Just imagine like a giant Congo line of those, just like coming out of like a box going into another box.
Nothing's really changed. Both the TR and the VS are still really zergy. They still just come in like waves of armor and troops.
Yeah. I played at the Outfit last Wednesday just because like they were on. I didn't want to play Borderlands. Like this is.
They're actually still that on.
Yeah, they'll still hang out. Actually, some guy rolled up in here who had played with the Outfit back in like 2010 or something like that for like several years, and it's like I remember the Blue Lines. Like, you know, he's talking about he retired and stuff, and now it's time to play games. And it's just like, all right. And then he was just on, and then Skimsy was on, and then we got to talking, and then like there was a little hot fix or whatever that was going on and some maintenance. I was like, I didn't want to load up the Borderlands stream, so I just kind of did this, or, you know, played with them. And it's just like, man, like, why in the world does this game exist when it's just like, it's so punishing to play and do anything with? It's just so bizarre, I think, just like the game in general.
You said Borderlands?
No, Planetside. Even with people to play with. Like, if you put any like effort into that game, it just kind of gets ridiculous. All right, my next mission is going to be... Oh, okay, this is back on Satisfactory here. I need to get my... Man, this desert pipeline looks so trippy. Like, I need to get a pipeline going to get my energy system, which I don't really need, but it's a little manual. Oh my god, it's clipping to the ground. It looks so ugly when it clips to the ground. Well, yeah, I need to get that system, the pipeline, a giant conveyor system back over to my main base so I can actually have that resource closer to my guy. The only thing you don't want to do is just like run around a bunch of places and everything. It's inefficient. But it does make you think. I do like a game that makes me think.
Can you think of a reason why? Okay, I'm shooting a Phoenix, and you know, like every once in a while, your rounds will hit the door,
Yeah.
and some will go through.
It's stupid.
Okay, so do you think that it has to do with people? You know, the invisible barrier that's there, the blue one.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think that it becomes a solid object as you pass through it, or as other people pass through it?
Okay, so here's how that probably works.
Or is it always a solid object? Well, it can't always be a solid object, because how would we fly missiles through it?
Here's my theory on it.
I was just noticing because I did it right now, and I was like, "What the hell?"
I would have
I was firing
sworn.
perfect, but some guy was standing literally right next to me, not doing anything, and every time I shot 3 in a row, they just kept blowing up.
Here's what somebody claimed once, and I don't think it's necessarily true, but that the Phoenix is supposed to have a chance of always failing or something like that. At like a chance is like a 10% chance of like a guaranteed fail or something.
That is horseshit, man. They better than all the other ones. Better have something like that too.
No, they don't. I don't know if that's true or not. I think you can look it up on. I think the Wikipedia fandom wiki on it might tell you.
Well, they have the source code, don't they, for the weapon, for the launcher?
You got me. I probably not. I mean, you wouldn't have. There's no source code for this game available for PlanetSide available.
Well, I mean, I know people have mined certain stuff off of these.
Mining isn't the same as like decompiling. You can decompile source code from the raws, but not something you would normally do.
I'm just saying, you know, like in the most simplest of terms, you go into the Phoenix folder and you look up and see if it has some little modifier like that.
But otherwise, my other theory is something more along the lines of the collision on it is just really poorly done, and it loads in improperly. So like it has an improper loading sequence on the collision side. So it might load up because it has to like spawn in, if you would. It has to spawn in into the game. Conveyor belt.
Yeah.
So what I'm assuming is that there's probably something that involves it, like when it spawns in, it has to sequence up, and if it's like even slightly laggy, you know, one of those things just get interrupted by something else like loading in, and then the collision's all janky. Which that would account for like a random chance of it failing. It just so happens that as you actually get more, you know, thing elements in the game, you get more random chances of it failing.
You mean like the
The-
like a true statistic? They just keep going and going until like. Oh yeah, now we got 0.3% failure chance rate.
When it's actually
what we were
based
looking
around the
for.
fact that there's so many things loading in that game at once that it can't actually keep
Yeah.
up with it, with all those things properly, because you would sequentially load those things in, but you would have to do that probably like server side, and though it would be fast, it's just like probably, you know, load an asset, load in the, you know, the collision that goes with it as part of the asset package. All right, I'm gonna try to get the next round of things. Do I have enough? Yes. All right, I get my logistics Mark II. Launch now. And there's like this whole
Milestone
little
reached.
like sequence with like
Improved versions of conveyor belts
basically
and
a
conveyor
vertical
lifts are now
freight
accessible. To encourage
taken off on, like,
additional
a vertebrae-looking
verticality,
thing,
conveyor poles now
and it
have
just
a
goes up.
stackable variant.
and it literally flies into space and it comes back after 5 minutes. There's a little timer in the top right hand corner.
You know, one of the things that my brother used to like about the old Star Wars Galaxies. He and I used to play a lot when we were younger, but when it first came out, and he had like literally all these things set up across all the planets to tell him like which ones had the best mines with the best stats and stuff. You know, the minerals and resources.
Yeah.
And he would like made me all the cool armor because I was like, I hate this shit. I'm not gonna. I don't do crafting. I don't do, you know, like unless I have to, and usually I don't. But I don't like crafting. I don't like resource mining and stuff like that. I don't really like grindy stuff.
So the reason why I like this is that it's all based around doing those sort of things efficiently, like building the machinery that like does it for you. So the puzzle, the thing isn't, you know, grinding and doing the mining. The thing to do is like you get just enough mining done early on that you now are efficiently spitting those things out and you know, making a pipeline that develops and grows over time. All right, so I have my pipeline here. What actually stopped this? I'm kind of curious. Did it just finish? Wow, it is like efficiently finished. Okay, what was this thing set to? Wood. Not like I have anything but one wood right now. So you make these biomass fuel rods, essentially pre-coal. Like coal if it wasn't actually like broken down over millions of years in rock. And so you're basically making just like you take wood or leaves and you squish them down to biomass, and then those get compressed further into a giant, you know, fake log essentially, and it gets really efficient building on stuff. So yesterday, when I was playing this, I had made the mistake of learning there's a thing called uranium, you know, like the radioactive thing.
Yes.
And you know, the developers in their infinite wisdom decided to go with the most impractical, illogical version of radiation poisoning, which is basically instant death if you get near it. And if you, you know, accidentally make the mistake of not noticing that you're dying and you mine a little bit of it, it stays radioactive in your inventory if you walk away. So I had died like
that part
seven.
makes-
Yeah, so like this is like a 400 meter away from my spawn point. I was so tempted to actually rip up my base just to go, because like I had a pretty good amount of resources I needed, and I was doing all this for this energy pipeline that I had. But what is this? Oh, I guess my log cutter. But so yeah, it was just really annoying that I had just died over and over and over again because I couldn't so when you die, you don't go back with full health. No, you know, you have to find health items. There's no med kits that you can't like craft a med kit. No, you have to find just like the one or two plants in the game that give you health or whatever. And those don't respawn for like 2 in-game days, and it's ridiculous. And they don't give you a whole lot of health. So like if you go over there and you don't know what you're doing, you burn through all the health items in an easy to get area, and it's just real annoying. And eventually the crate disappears. It takes like 4 or 5 in-game days to actually disappear. But eventually I got back to it after like, it was like 7 times. And mind you, it takes me like 5 minutes. Like, just because there's no like fast mechanic for like progressing or traveling throughout the world until you really build up for it. Like, I think you get a jetpack at some point. But it's just kind of ridiculous that I kept getting to this position where I couldn't even do anything because I just kept dying, essentially. And eventually I got to the point where I managed to get the uranium. I have tossed it out of my, I got everything out of the inventory that wasn't the uranium, and then I managed to die again because even if you die, your inventory is left in like a little death crate or whatever, so you can come to it later, and you just end up dying because uranium, even when it's on the inventory, is still radioactive at a point that just rapidly kills you. Like, the people who actually studied uranium didn't develop cancer until like way later, because it was just like when it's in nature, it's in very trace amounts, and it's just not really dangerous in any notable way. Like, obviously it will still give you radiation and it will still poison you, but it's not like absurd to where just like it just nips you in the butt right away. And so I just like kind of went on a rant like while I was playing and streaming and everything on it. I didn't have any viewers, but boy, that would have been some content, that's for sure.
So you like talking to yourself?
You know, talking out loud does kind of help with the building side of things, but not when you don't have anybody there to feed it back with. You just kind of go a little bit crazy.
No, I wouldn't know when you. I mean, it's probably like when we're building out here, and I have to ask you like everything. Oh, which reminds me. You know, the thing that we should be doing.
What do you mean should be doing?
Like when we play, the thing that we should be doing. We should be building a base to get resources. You know, for air vehicles and ground vehicles. So we set up a pad.
All right. For what?
So that way we always have
Reavers.
Yeah. So we can always get, and you can get a lib there too, or no? Did we figure that one out?
No, you only can get Valkyries and ESFs.
Yeah. So I mean, even that's pretty good still. What would it take to get that? Like, you need the silos. You need those two things. I guess a couple of walls, maybe.
Yeah, you also need I mean, if you just did silo, spawn tube, repair module, and we'll throw in a pain field. Actually, you know what? No, just spawn tube, silo, and whatchamacallit, air pad. Just those 3. It's like you only need. You can. It only costs like, I think, like 300 cordium per spawn. It's an absurdly cheap solution.
Yeah, so like a lot of people that do stuff like that, like run harassers, they usually have like a place to get like Valks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or if a vehicle pad, yeah, I guess is another thing to have. Like, all of that together is really, really cheap. It doesn't use up a lot of cordium. You could fill up the tank. If you had 20,000 between 2 people doing it real quick, it'd be real dirty, cheap, and easy.
I usually watch a lot of Castle. See, you know them?
No.
That's their outfit, CASL. I guess it stands for Casual Army or something like that.
Anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, they do a lot of stuff like that. They work pretty well together. Pretty fast working, moving.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like when you're 2 people, you gotta you gotta scale the 2 people.
Yeah, they work kind of similarly to the way you and I work.
Just like grind real hard, or just grind one thing real efficiently.
Yeah, basically, yeah. They do a lot of stuff. Like they'll take down Colossi, the Colossi and stuff. With only like 2 guys, sometimes even by themselves, they're pretty good at it.
Yeah, well, they made those things really weak as well. Not that, like, you know, that's a harp on them, or, like, you know, frown on that achievement, but it's just kind of silly the developers decided to make something that's that important or useful for killing something as big as, like, I just realized I don't need this thing. It's just... Like, why did they make the Colossus so weak and easily killable by just basically a handful of people with a few little tricky bits? Is kind of beyond me. It's like, it just kind of just shows that the Colossus really isn't like a staple weapon or anything. It's just something that exists to exist.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to take care of bastions a little bit more efficient.
Awesome.
You know, without
What the heck?
like, you know, only being able to hit them certain angles and stuff.
Yeah, that's something that the Bastion just, like, was clearly not made with the Colossus in mind. I think they, like, probably had the Colossus as just, like, a big tank thing because they didn't want to make the BFRs. And then they just, like, kind of put those one and two together, like, in a, you know, a powwow session, essentially.
Well, it's even worse for the Colossus because they're on the ground and they have to roll through everything, where the, you know, bastions, they just fly over everything and have all that power.
Neat.
Plus, you know, if you want to attack them, you have to hit them from the ground, which is, you know, we can do that from the bottom. But how, you know, unless you've got a Colossus, or if you're going to have like an air squad go up and hit those top points, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do field research next because I already have screw pipeline. Sort. Screws. I'm not using plates. I now have copper wire. All right, perfect. So this objective should be a little more streamlined. I need to figure out how to make more rotors because I'm gonna need that for another project. So I'm not like ignoring you. I'm just also trying to talk out loud and get my pipeline figured out. So I now have new conveyor belts, so I can upgrade my conveyor belt system. Power, logistics, Mark II. Alrighty. I got new vertical lifts. I have new stackable conveyor poles, which I'm going to put on 9? Yes. Definitely going to need those at some point. Oh, that's neat. The conveyor belt Mark IIs now require reinforced plates versus the Mark I's, which, though slower, alright, it's good to know. I can use my Mark II plates conveyors with my Mark I plates, or conveyors, so I can use those in tandem. Alright, so I do need more reinforced plates because... Oops. What's going on here? Alright, was this the...
I hate fighting at night. You can't hardly see shit.
So I want to make the industrial parts like the rotor. I'm going to have to make another assembly plant. Oh, at least I'm getting more reinforced plates because that's exactly what I need. I need more reinforced plates, and I need more iron plates. You know what? I just need a ton of plates now. Oh, I get it. The reason that we need the Mark II conveyor belts is because things are far more spaced out than I had initially imagined. So you need things to go speedy so you can actually like get them going to the next process quicker. Well, at least I got a pipeline that gives me rods, which I can probably go ahead and stop. I don't really need rods at this moment. I don't really need so many screws either. At least I don't need rods so much in storage. Man, my system's all kind of jank. I need like the ability to like the pause certain pipelines. It's like I got too many rods. Wait, hold on. I gotta figure out. I need to figure out what back. Okay, let's just read there. I need to figure out which pipeline I need for like rotors. They need to have what on them? Like what makes a rotor? Nope. Equipment. Building parts. Rotor requires rods. I gotta have rods again. Never mind. I'm gonna go ahead and get my rod pipeline going because I'm gonna need rotors anyways. So that means I'm gonna need a... Let's undo this. It feels silly now. So I need a splitter. Then I'm gonna need another plant, another assembly plant, which costs a lot. Man, these things cost a lot. I need more rotors. I just need to build 2 more rotors, and I can build another assembly plant. Neat. All right. I've got my copper plant going back up again. Man, this stuff gets complicated. Rotor. Which I need screws, and I have a ton of screws over here. Wait, I have a ton of screws on me. I guess I'll build my assembler down here. Oh, wait, it shouldn't be clipping. I should have plenty of space for this. I definitely do not have the most elegant solution.
The other thing I was thinking that maybe we should probably get good at is trawler. You think trawler and a harasser would be a pretty decent combo?
Yeah.
I mean, you can two-shot just about anything. Well, like infantry. Heavy is usually like 2 shots.
The trawler's
Doesn't even have to be a
dilemma.
headshot.
Yeah, the trawler's dilemma is that it's
Slow.
yeah, slow. If you don't make hits on those infantry, they just walk away. You don't have they don't have to do anything. You did and everything. I guess Fareed is watching now. No Fareed, it just there is no currency, it just kind of exists like it is. Oh, good enough. Good in this game's pretty darn loose on how it lets you build things. I decided to go through a splitter anyways, so we got a splitter. We cannot afford. Oh, okay, that's fine. So you need to make rotors. You make rotors and you intake rods. Yep, that is your job now. You do that. And so now I need another splitter over here. Give me this. Alright, looks like I spent a lot of work and effort trying to get this Mark II stuff, but it turns out it's very expensive, and I cannot make most of it. So, just a little disappointed. However, I did get the, I did get this conveyor belt thing going. Cannot afford, I'm just a little poor. Well, shoot, I'm running into a problem I haven't had in a minute. Man, I can see how this thing gets crazy complicated.
All right. Well, I am taking off.
Oh, you don't want to watch my game a little bit?
No, I gotta go, man.
Oh, alright.
I'll probably look at it. I'll probably look at your upload later.
Alright. Yeah, scan through it
I will. All right, man. Later.
later. Neat. Oh, shoot. That's a problem. Oh, that's quite the dilemma. Hmm. earlier. How do we want to do this? Alright, Reed, how do I want to do this? Do I want to... Because I'm going to solve this storage problem first. I think that's going to be the best solution. I think what I do is I go ahead and make a couple more of those. And... Man, I think this is just gonna be silly, but I think I need a merger. Into a split. Is when I'm gonna have to have this thing map up with the things from or later. Could make it really straight and flat, but I don't want to. As long as it works, that's all that matters. Shoot, I'm running out. Well, at least I have a pretty expedited pipeline to get right back over. And that's a nice elevated and safe. Yeah, you can say that. Fairly never-ending. Extensive is another way of going about it. So I need more plates. 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 I got 70 plates. I should be coming in on the plates, though. I should be getting those done. It's very much like a desert pipeline. Ah, shoot. Way too long. All right. Lizard? Yeah, we got this guy over here. He just likes to kind of be in the way and be annoying and walk with a weird animation. No! You believe that? This son of a gun, it's like, I need one more. You believe that? Where'd this guy go? Alright. Well, I could just sit right on this pipeline and eventually go back to where I need to be. Unfortunately, you cannot use the chainsaw. It does not work. Oh wait, I have a workbench though. Alright, you're gonna be worth whacking just to get this done quicker. Alright, that was annoying. Nothing like the classic building. And there they go. Back off to the home base. Don't really need anything over here anyways, and carrying it myself will be futile at best. I guess I can reclaim that. Look at it. It's basically a log conveyor belt. Look at all these logs. Solid fuel. Oh, what's in there's just gonna be like one left over. Yep, there it goes. Oh wow, the chainsaw just kind of hangs off the side there. Conveyor, conveyor, conveyor. I really don't need any of that stuff over here anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and just let it go back on that side. I can always ship it back in the other direction if I need to. Alright, I'm trying to big brain this thing. So I basically am neglecting that pipeline over there. I don't really want to deal with it. It's kind of cumbersome. Man, this is cool though. You can see it all the way over there. This should be able to handle stuff. It's really disorganized. There's no sorter like there is in like Factorio. I mean, I'm sure there is, but I just haven't unlocked it yet. So I need to get my copper pipeline up and running. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and take all. And then store all. So I'll take that out. Get my plates out. Get my concrete out. I mean, I guess this really hasn't slowed down over there. I need to just go ahead and re-smelt everything and just pipeline inject it on the conveyors. So even though it's a little more energy intensive, it's just like this thing can't spit through quick enough everything coming off the conveyors. It's still got tons and tons of copper in here. It's ridiculous. So that means this miner, I actually would probably be better off picking up this miner and rotating it. Oops. Oh, hold on. Let's go ahead and manually do it. I don't want to get rid of this guy just yet. Oh, shoot, I just realized I need to get my copper pipeline going. I only have the one currently. You make copper. But I have plenty of copper right now. I need a constructor, which needs cable. Where's my cable? Oh, that makes so many rotors, I ran out of cables. Oh, shoot. I don't have any cables. Well, dang. I know, okay. I need a cable. Let's make a bunch of cables real quick. As far as copper, I need to just get my ingots out of storage. I think I built the 3 generators at a time. Alright, this whole pipeline is gonna have to just boogie out of here. Well, actually, what I could do... Take this guy up. We'll just rotate you. Get rotated. Smelter. What do you mean I need more copper? What are you talking about? What do you mean? What are you talking about? I shouldn't need copper wire. I just had a bunch in my inventory. Do you believe that? Alright, smelter. So you are a copper mining machine. So I need cable and wire. So I really just need a constructor right now. Oops. Oh, that's a thing. Neat. Copper sheet. When I actually get around two actual pipelines. Alright. I keep saying pipelines, but I say it like a generic term. And then I need a splitter. Actually, I just need a vertical thing, I think. Nope, shoot. I did that almost correct. Now I need a splitter. Beautiful. 8. Requires more copper cable. Alright, we should be able to get that one wired up. As soon as it gets power, it should be good to go. Up, here it comes. Give it to me. Shoot. I did something up wrong over here. Oh, it may be the fact that I ran out of fuel. Let's go get that one fixed real quick. Huh? I thought I had more biofuel. Wait, is that it over there? And it's just taking its dang long time to get over here? Oh, what? No, that's a bunch of concrete. Huh, maybe I have to go make some more. guess the electrical system is probably about as good as it gets. Alright. Huh. That's kind of crazy. Alright, picking this one down because I ended up just not going to use it anyways. It's not hard to get from over there to over here anyways. That won't last me too heck of a long time. This is a very unorganized, unsorted solution, and it's kind of awful. But it's awful in a funny way. Eventually this will slowly be replaced. There we go. Now we're sorting with some speed. This side needs to be sped up some. How much more reinforced plating do I have? Oh, that's dope as heck. You can just paste over the existing one. I imagine that works for the other conveyors as well. Alright. Heck yeah. Alright, I was hesitant on first on reintroducing these two. I know that thing's about to break its fuse as soon as that one runs out of flower petals. I guess I'm gonna have to just go back and do a quick round of the biofuel generation. At least until I can get an organizer set up going. Oh shoot, this copper pipeline's not doing anything. Or I should say it's not doing a whole heck of a lot because I might have forgotten to put in a pipeline there. It's just kind of sitting there. We're all just like wondering what the heck's going on. Now it's working. Can you believe that? You believe it wasn't working because this thing wasn't connected properly? Dang, that'd be kind of cool. This whole thing can probably just be replaced with a few of this setups. In fact, I can probably just do that now. Yeah, that actually allows me to save a bit of resources. This one, though, he's a little stuck in place. Man, look at that concrete conga line. Hey, we got Junior over there hanging out. Oh, this thing's probably slowing down. It's probably run out of incoming ingots. Yeah, I never did solve my smelter problem that I had over here. How much does this guy have left? He's got a huge amount. Just like, definitely in no hurry for getting that fixed. That gives me 4, and these things cost... They cost a pretty penny, but darn it, they're not way more convenient to build than this setup is. Alright, so pipeline injection project smelters. It's just gonna kind of be essential to do. What time is it? It's pushing 10 o'clock here. I think what I'm gonna do, this is good for quite a while. I'm probably gonna do a round of the I have the chainsaw on me, right? Nope, I have no clue where my chainsaw is. My chainsaw is just lost in the Congo line somewhere, just hanging out. No clue where he is. I don't think I even have biofuel to use the chainsaw right now. Even if I knew... Oh wait, no, I know where the chainsaw is. He's in this one. He's over here hanging out. Yeah, there you are. I just don't have any biofuel currently for the chainsaw. But I'm going to have to steal some from the power plant here. Yeah, see, the one's already red on the power plant. I don't have anything to put in there as far as I can tell. And that thing, when the one fuse breaks, it's just going to be done for. I'm going to have to probably reintroduce those guys just to have backups on me. Gonna break a fuse. Wait, this one should already be done, yeah. Alright, we're just gonna hope that... Hopefully that's gonna be enough. Because I'm going to introduce a lot to that pipeline to get some more biofuel into the run. I guess I was just going through it faster than I was thinking about. It could be that it's just hanging out here in this concrete line. I don't know, there's a ton of concrete. Maybe like skiing, you know, I have to go through the individual little goalpost, if you would. Keep sighting, come on, go. I'll make sure I let the food respawn. There's probably biofuel in there, and this concrete Congo line is just... Yeah, look at that. There's a ton of it over here. Like I said, it's had so much concrete in there, I wasn't even paying attention. Alright, well, this gives me a little bit of a different change up to the gameplay. And I'll come back tomorrow, and I'll do the smelter pipeline injection, or conveyor pipeline injection. Going on the deeper end and... Oh shoot, son of a gun, I don't have a whole lot of inventory. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna do a little deforestation. What? That whole thing yielded known? Oh my god, you... Get out of here, you. Get. Be gone. Nah, I can chase me. Man, deforesting is quite the danger. Give me your forest. It is more important to me than it is to you. I understand your forest better than you do. Pull that deck down a little bit. It's getting a little rowdy. Ooh. Oh, great. Alright, that's enough of that for the moment. Be gone, Junior. Your combat is not requested. Alright, what are you set to? You're set to leaves. May have made the mistake of leaving my copper ingots in my load up here. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Alright, I'm taking the concrete out. It's just a massive conga line of concrete. It's kind of ridiculous. It's actually kind of hilarious, actually. Alright, I'm taking... I want the biofuel to be going out, but it's not. I'm just gonna carry back the things that are not the biofuel currently. Alright. These leaves shouldn't take too much longer, since I do 10 at a time. I guess I can just hang out over here for a little bit. Do I have food? I have one thing of food. There is that one that needs 10 rotors hanging out over there. But that means I don't really have anything for that right now. I kind of wish I could do one and the other. Let him go. There must be an efficiency that they have. I just noticed all these have the exact same type of lighting going on, and they don't have any shadows, technically. I guess they don't really have any defined shadows. So that means they must have had an efficient way of every time there's like an item like this hanging out in the world, it doesn't do the shadow for each of them. It just uses the same exact shadow and lighting setup, even if the lighting is dynamic on most things. Because like this would be the dynamic lighting, because that's why the shadows, when you came closer to them, they faded in. But here, these shadows don't have the same flicker, so that means they must be pointing to the same lighting at the code level for each of them, which is kind of interesting. Well, I mean, kind of. It is interesting. It is an interesting thing to talk about and consider. Almost done. 8 more seconds. Or something like that. At least it's convenient. Or given the conveniency of the ladders on the construction pieces here, it's appreciated that they did that in the design. Made it so vertical right out of the gate. Alright, well that stuff should be on its way, slowly but surely, to the hub. So let's go ahead and see how this pipeline is doing, or this conveyor line is doing. I'm going to have to get used to distinguishing those. Oh yeah, there's a guy over there. Look at him. He's just chilling, waiting to be used and picked up. Kind of curious though, how full are these guys getting? Yeah. See, the issue is going to be the small items that have like, you know, one thing in them. Screws. Oh shoot. Well, I should be getting screws. But I'm not. I must have cut my pipeline at some point and hindered it. I'm getting lots of yellow over here. I'm getting screws. Oh shoot, did I not reconnect my screw pipeline? Oh, I get some screws coming over here. Ah, shoot. I never reconnected. Yeah, I didn't reconnect my screw pipeline. Shoot, darn it. This was supposed to go from here to here, and that was supposed to go from there to there, and that was supposed to go from here to here. Well, I can't afford that. I finally ran out of fuel at that one point. Well, that explains why I'm not getting my screws that I have an abundance of. Yeah, there goes my power issue. It finally kind of came around, which is interesting. It happened right as I came back to it, so let me go ahead and get... I need to go ahead and get more fuel. You don't have any. Tons of concrete. Here's some. Here's more plates. Here's some screws. I'm actually going to put a pause to my concrete for a little bit. Not that I don't need it, it's just that I know I'm going to have a ton of it. Alright, so here we go. Here's the fuel coming in. Oh, hey, look, a bunch of screws. You get a screw loose. I have one stack. Alright, that's just gonna have to do for the time being. It's interesting, my little power plant here looks like a generator. Figured it was going to do that. This one's just gonna burn right through it. What seems to be the holdup over here? Oh, it just has so much coming in. I am gonna have to solve that iron ingot issue. This whole pipeline's just gonna have to go. But I got so much copper or iron right now, I don't really need any. At least I got my screw pipeline figured out, because I needed screws, and now I have two things that need screws. They only kind of overlap. Not enough to be thinking about. Eventually this underside's just going to be a bunch of, like, pipes. That was the original goal, was to make sure that this underbelly had all the conveyors and stuff, but it ended up, like, some ended up on the top. Just because it just ended up that way. It really shouldn't have, but I will get to fixing that later. It would look a lot better if it was just a bunch of things underground. At some point, I'm going to have to make this whole little desert space just like a giant factory top. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, so copper, wire, cables, ingots. Man, I realized how deprived on screws I ended up becoming. Alright, I have the wire. I'm going to go ahead and just deposit the wire. And screws. Well, give it a minute while they relax. Well, I'm halfway on screws. See, I'm gonna do... So I'm doing the resource one now. Wait, no, am I? No, I'm doing... Which one am I doing right now? Field research, yeah, I am doing field research. And they'll give me some items to work with. I might as well at this point go ahead and wait for the screws to come in. Since they're just chumming along. Get more plates while I'm kind of hanging around. Definitely I shouldn't have put the alien artifact stuff in with my setup over here. I was just thinking about it. Yeah, I'm getting rods. I'll have to say, was I getting any rods or not? Oh, I'll just kind of relax, take in the music. Oh, you believe that?
Milestone reached. The molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field. To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons. Note: the object scanner requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific objects.
The funny little chopped up animations is entertaining. I do want to do some exploring at some point. Go out there and see what we got. This is going to have to get completely readjusted. That's going to have to be done tomorrow, though. It is pushing 10 here. Didn't mean to stay up as late as I did, but I did. Alright, so I'm quite satisfied with this. I believe really all it needs is just conveyor belt adjustments for the aesthetic bits. So tomorrow's goal is going to be the smelter injection, conveyor injection into the iron setup. So I got my 2 assemblers for rotors and screws, because the space elevator, well, now I have the MAM. Space elevator mostly requires copper wire. I had the concrete for it. I had the plates and the rods coming, so I could probably slow down the rotor pipeline, because I'm going to probably just have asset overload. So now I have the MAM. And oh, I got the new personal storage, so I'm going to use that for my... Here's my boy. Man, that choppy frame rate at anything past like 120 meters, really. It's only 60 meters away, roughly. So I guess it's anything past like 30 meters. Just like its animation nerfed the heck. Aha. Well, I should be good on energy for the time being. I'm proud of this little thing right here, you know? Everything just kind of worked out. And that kind of actually blends in, makes it look like it's got a little lip going on. Just thought about something. I already have... Dang. Just slowly replace my conveyors where possible over time. Yeah, this pipeline's got quite the issue right now because it's spitting out more, or spitting out faster than it can actually process. And it's not necessarily a conveyor issue. It's just that the timing of it is just really poor, let's say. I am happy that this all kind of worked out in the end. Yeah, this thing needed to be below, and everything needed to connect to it underground. I mean, that's the point of the vertical pieces, is that you can snap things below really quickly. So what I would need to do is scoot this guy. He needs to scoot up a little bit. And he needs to be raised. All the construction pieces should probably just be on the same height as one another. And then you would put all of these guys below. And it's just to keep things tidy. It's interesting, the sound effects when you get close to everything. I wonder how this supply is going. Yeah, that's coming along really well. This thing will be empty sooner than later. Yeah, this thing will need to be readjusted a little bit. Give it some structure going on. Even the smelter should be up higher. It's just barely giving clearance because of the conveyor here. That should speed up this process a little bit. Curious, what is this thing always lacking on? Screws? It's interesting, I had all those issues with... Oh, this is making rotors anyway, I don't need this thing to make rotors. I'm not going to speed up that pipeline at all. It is satisfying though, the sudden like speed up and the slow conversion of things into a faster state over time. Okay, so next time we're gonna have that iron pipeline, this iron pipeline, reconfigure the spit out the ingots. So that means this whole conveyor system's got to go. I didn't have these boys working out for me just yet because they weren't around. I might as well go ahead and start dismantling a little bit of this. This will actually ease up on my whatchamacallit, energy a little bit. Because I'll be able to skip, actually, well, it hits more on the energy and trade-off for the, I'll leave these here because I'm going to have to follow that pathway anyways, because that will be my main injection down there, my main in-out. So, oh boy, it's getting late. I'll go ahead and leave it off with a little bit of music. Don't forget to like, sub, do all that stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow.